people are quitting their Amazon FBA business. So I was just scrolling on YouTube literally right now. I just finished working and I saw this guy releasing, like, I don't know him, but he said that he's quitting his Amazon FBA business. Are we going to get clickbaited? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he's really quitting. I thought it was interesting to actually react to this video, so I haven't even watched it just yet. So let's look at it together. And yeah, I don't have my YouTube Premium anymore. I need to pay. So yeah, let's see. I hope that you guys won't get the feedback in the mic. Let's see.
In just 2 years, I was able to generate myself $1 million annually in my Amazon FBA business, generating over 6 figures profit annually. But now I'm deciding to leave that business, and in this video, I'm going to explain why. Now, specifically, the model I was doing is called retail arbitrage, or online arbitrage, and a little bit of wholesale.
And I guess it's going to go straight to private labeling, like everybody's doing. Because it's not scalable, blah, blah. We know the deal. Let's see if it's that.
What it means is I just resell name brand products on Amazon's platform, and then I get to keep the profits. But the big thing when you are doing this business model is like 95 to probably 99% of people who do this business model, they're not authorized to sell the brand, right? So you are literally at the mercy of Amazon, of the brand specifically, hoping they don't kick you off their listings and essentially just fuck you over. And I've seen.
Yeah. That happens. Well, that's something that you need to deal with if you do arbitrage, right? It's not that bad though. I mean, a lot of people use that as an excuse to actually stop doing arbitrage. Bad things can happen with wholesale as well. There's different problems. Like, it doesn't matter what business model you do, you're gonna need to deal with stuff. Okay, even if you are an authorized reseller, if you do wholesale, I'm telling you, there's other like, don't think that there's a perfect business model. This is what I'm trying to say. And I see a lot of guys actually like always switching up business model. Just stick to something. Like, and I'm not talking about this guy, because if this guy is doing like 6-figure profits, he knows what he's doing, right? But like a lot of people that are just starting, try with online arbitrage a little bit, then they get scared and they start doing wholesale. I mean, you don't realize how bad some problems that you can have with this business model. It literally does not matter what business model you do, you're going to need to deal with stuff, okay? Because let's say that the brand actually decides to kick you out because like they want to get on Amazon themselves, they want to take care of their online presence themselves, or there's a bigger wholesaler than you that comes and that sells on Amazon, Walmart, and that's have actually brick and mortar store that can actually get a brand direct account with the brand and stop. Like, there's a lot of stuff that could happen. It doesn't matter if you are doing on an arbitrage, wholesale, whatever. There's downsides for every single business model.
That multiple times. I know so many people who run like authentic, genuine Amazon businesses, and still they're getting Section 3. They're getting kicked off their best brands. They'll have like.
Even if you do wholesale, you're gonna get Section 3s. Like, you can do wholesale, you can do private label with your own brand. You're gonna get Section 3s. A couple of years ago, there was that story of a brand actually selling on Amazon, right? That got hit with an inauthentic invoice, like a forged invoice suspension, and they were suspended for 6 months, right? They finally were able to actually get back into it, but like Amazon is going to hit you with some bullshit, whether you do wholesale, whether you do private labeling, whether you do arbitrage, doesn't matter what you do. You just need to actually stick with something. Like, literally, that's it. Just stick with something. And that's literally it.
Tens of thousands of units, right? Hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars in Amazon inventory go stranded, right?
This happens with any business model, like literally.
To create these removal orders. Maybe they don't even get the removal orders back, right? So it's honestly feels like a guilty until proven innocent type of platform, just for specifically RA, OA, and wholesale sellers. And I say specifically for those type of sellers because there is other ways to sell, which I am more fond of, such as private label, which is where you create your own brand, you sell your own product.
Look, listen. You're going to do private labeling and you're going to need to deal with a whole other set of bullshit. The type of bullshit that you're going to need to deal with private labeling, and I know because I started actually with private labeling, right? Once you do private labeling, you're going to need to deal with a lot of confidence, especially when you start actually growing your brand like crazy. You're going to need to deal with Chinese sellers actually copying your product, all that stuff. And literally, there was that guy on Twitter not too long ago. There's a guy that always talk about private labeling, talking shit about doing wholesale, doing arbitrage specifically, right? That was crying on Twitter because of Chinese seller. And like, I forgot this guy name. He got a picture, his profile picture on Twitter is black and white. He's a weirdo. You probably have seen him. Yeah, there's issues with every single business model, and you're gonna need to deal with stuff with private labeling as well. And I started by selling private label. I did not have to deal with these issues, but like, yeah, I'm telling you, like, you're gonna need to deal with this stuff. Does not matter what business model you do.
Such as private label, which is where you create your own brand, you sell your own products, and you can cross-list across many other platforms. And Amazon favors these sellers, right? They like private label sellers more, a lot more than they like these RA, OA wholesale type of guys. Now, there are plenty of other reasons as to why I'm choosing to leave this Amazon FBA business. Just a few of them. It is very low margin, right? Like a good.
That's not true. That's absolutely not true. Low margins, like, let's just compare. Like, and to be honest, we don't care about return, like profit margins. Okay, we don't care about that at all. What we care about is return on investment. Okay, return on inventory spent, return on whatever money you actually invest back into the business, right? If you are able, like, you can more than double your money in 1 year with Amazon. There's no other business that you can, where you will actually be able to do this at the same scale that you actually can with Amazon FBA. So it's absolutely not low margins. Absolutely not.
Amazon business is considered like net 10% net, 6% net if you do pay yourself. Shipment reconciliation is a bitch, right? To where it's on you to file your claims to get reimbursed for lost shipments, and if you don't do it in a set amount of days,
that's super easy to do, by the way. It's not that big of a deal. It's really easy to do. When it comes to what it was saying before, let me actually check.
Shipment reconciliation is a bit 6% net if you do business is considered like net 10% net.
Okay, so regarding this, it's irrelevant to actually look at profit margins when you talk about that, because there's so much money on your revenue that you do not even get to see, which is all the fees that Amazon charge. You are never going to touch that money, right? So this is why what you should actually look for, like, it does not matter, like, your profit margins does not matter at all, because like this specific part of the, like, these fees, there's nothing that you can do about these fees. So what you actually need to look at is, like, actually remove all your fees, and you should actually look at your payout, right? This is like your payout, whatever Amazon actually gives you as money, right? Whatever you make, like, your profit margins does not matter at all, okay? What matters is how much money you make back on the money that you actually invested in inventory. That's the only thing that matters. That's literally the only thing that matters, because the money that you pay in fees is not, like, it's money that is never going to hit your account anyway. So this is why talking about revenue by itself does not matter. What's important is, like, how much profit you make and how much money you invested into inventory. That's literally it. There's nothing else that matter. And so, like, talking about how much, like, what your net profit margins are does not really matter, because, like, yeah, like, there's nothing that you can do about those fees anyways, and, like, it has nothing to do with how much money you actually invest, right? It's irrelevant. It's a KPI that's absolutely irrelevant.
6% net if you do pay yourself. Shipment reconciliation is a bitch, right? To where it's on you to file your claims to get reimbursed for lost shipments, and if you don't do it in a set amount of days, you're essentially screwed over the inventory you sent. And most of the time, it's Amazon's fault, right? They just lose the products entirely. And other than that, I mean, I can just go on and on and on as to reasons like why I don't like selling on Amazon in terms of those specific business models. But
okay, so yeah, what I want to say is this guy is a little bit young, right? From what I can see. No disrespect, I don't know how old you are, right? Like, literally, like, Amazon is one of the easiest business you can actually start, right? And this is why I want to get one of my students Ernie, who's like in his 40s, and he has been doing real estate for a long time. And the thing that he keeps saying, and this is just to actually bring you another perspective on this, right? To get actually what people that have been in business, like serious business, who are actually saying with Amazon. There's no business, like this is literally words from Ernie's mouth, okay? There's no business that he has started that is easier than Amazon FBA. And let me just show you where Ernie is quick. Okay, so just so you can see that I'm not just making up names, whatever, this Ernie, this is one of my students. He is from Phoenix, Arizona. He is big time in real estate, and we went to ASD together with other people as well, and we're going to do it as well in March, right? But this is like literally like this guy, he's running a super successful real estate business, right? And he has been saying that running on Amazon FBA business, starting and running on Amazon FBA business is the easiest business that he has ever started. And he's doing it big time in real estate, okay? He owns the own vertical. Like he has a real estate company with real estate agent. He has a real estate school. He owns literally the whole vertical. He does mortgage, and he's telling you that the easiest thing that he has ever done is actually running an Amazon FBA business, right? And he's doing retail arbitrage, even at his level, okay? He's making way more money with his real estate stuff, right? But he is actually driving, and I'm going to get him on the channel soon, right? He will talk to you, okay? We are bound to do this, but like he's literally driving himself to the store. Okay, he has a team that does it as well, right? But he's driving to the store himself, scanning product, doing all this shit. Okay, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, wholesale, he's doing it all. And so, like literally, it's literally one of the easiest business model that you can do, that you like, the margins are like, there's no other business model where you can actually do this with such a low investment. Like just so we can see that Ernie is a real person.
You guys are at home drinking your Starbucks and sitting on the toilet. We just signed up with a major toy supplier.
Here we go. So that's Ernie. Okay, this last summer at ASD. We're going back to ASD in March. But let's get back to Edgar's video.
Instead, I want to talk about my future, right? What my plans are instead, and that involves TikTok Shop. So finally, what I'm going to be doing instead, and what my plans are going to be.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting that it was going to be TikTok Shop. I really thought that it was going to be private labeling or whatever, or like brand direct wholesaling, all those buzzwords. TikTok Shop. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can make decent money with TikTok Shop, but like, still.
Going to be going forward is I'm going to be starting out Q1, Q2 of this year doing something called TikTok Shop Affiliate. Now, what that is pretty much you're making videos on products and you're posting them on TikTok. You have an affiliate link in the video to where any sales you do generate, you do get a commission for it. And I'm already 2 months in. I have been seeing some success with it. There's so much different things I can do to improve it, but like my second month, right? I got myself a free iPhone 16 Pro, and I also got myself free AirPods for doing good for a certain brand. I mean, this month,
like, there's one thing that I don't get, because this is stuff that I've seen people posting, right? Like, definitely, you can definitely make good money with affiliate marketing, because it's literally affiliate marketing, right? You can make good money with that. People have been making good money with that. It's not that it's not working, right? But like, first of all, like, I don't get like so many people get excited just because, like, you know, they do good and they get free iPhones, free AirPods, whatever. Like, I can buy that myself. You know, I have a business that is successful. I can buy this shit myself. First. Second, like, I'll just let you actually brainstorm all the things that could go wrong with this as well, okay? You don't own your customers except if you run them through, like, you know, if you create content and you run them through your own email list, whatever, you have your own platform, it's still the same shit. At the end of the day, if TikTok want to get you out, they can get you out, whatever. Like, right now it's still the early days, right, with TikTok Shop, with all this bullshit. It's all the same. Like, if you actually look at it, it's all the same. And like, yes, you can make money with TikTok Shop. You can make money with Amazon, whether you do arbitrage, whether you do this or that. You just need to choose one thing and stick to it. That's literally it. Like, you don't need to be jumping from trend to trend. You need to to choose something and stick with it. 5 years, 10 years, and this is where you're actually going to get like great level of success. And this is why I don't get why people keep jumping trends over and over. And by the way, no shot to you, Edgar. that's not my point, right? But yeah, like I really don't get it. I absolutely do not get it.
For doing good for a certain brand. I mean, this month, my second month, my first full calendar month, I was able to generate 4K total net profit from doing this, which is super sick to me because there's no cost of goods, there's no dealing with inventory, there's no sending shipments, there's no lost shipments.
That's true. That's absolutely true. If you can get the same level of revenue by not having to deal with inventory, dealing with inventory, running an inventory business is not something that is as easy as people want to make it seem. Okay, it can be complex. It's not that complex. It's not rocket science, right? But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's something that I can agree on. You know, like, and this is a question that I've actually answered in the past. Like I think it was Hassan that actually asked me on one of when we were live. He asked me like, if you had to choose one thing, okay, because I do coaching from the FBA, right? Of course, you know that. But if you could choose one thing in between running your Amazon business and actually doing coaching, like if you had to choose only one thing, what would you choose if you were making the same amount of money? And I said probably coaching. I don't know, it's a difficult question, but probably coaching because it's way easier, you know, if I had to choose one. And I'm not making close to the amount with coaching that I'm making with the Amazon FBA business, right? But like it's so much easier to run. I mean, you need to deal with people, all that stuff. So if you're not good with people, if you're not actually good talking, explaining stuff, if you're not a good teacher, then of course, like, you know, yeah. But like if it's something that comes easy to you, yeah, I guess, like, you know, like they're like, absolutely, I would not run the Amazon business, right? If I had to choose one, and if I was making the exact same amount of money, right? But yeah, that's something that I can actually agree on.
It's literally just making videos on your phone and posting them on TikTok, and it's super scalable, right? Like for me, that amount of profit I made was solely on one account. My plan is to have 3 TikTok accounts and really just like run it up with all that. And
yeah, the thing is, that's scalable. Yeah, of course. Like, yes, you can say that it's scalable, but like you're just the first mover. And this is something that you need to understand. Like, there's going to be people that are going to come doing this shit like really professionally. They're not going to film with their phone. They're going to get crazy cameras, right? Crazy cameras. They're going to come, and the marketplace is going to be more competitive, right? And everything does not stay good forever. You just need to stick with something. And when that does actually come, will you actually stick with it? Are you going to professionalize yourself into that thing? Or are you going to move to another trend again? And if you keep jumping from trend to trend, this is why you'll never make it big time. Like literally, this is the reason why you'll never make it big time. You need to choose something, and it's always going to become more difficult, okay? It's going to be more competitive as time goes, all that stuff. Are you going to stick with it, or are you going to jump to the next opportunity? This is why I'm saying at one point you need to choose something that you need to stick with. If it's TikTok Shop, and once again, I'm not talking to Edgar, right? I'm talking to everybody, to people that look at arbitrage, and especially to the young guys, right? Because I'm not that young anymore. I mean, I'm still young. I just turned 30, right? But I think that, you know, like, it's the same thing. In my early days, you know, when I started, it was when I started actually trying to make money online and doing all that stuff, you know, it was SMMA, e-commerce drop shipping, affiliate marketing, and like everybody was always jumping trends. And all the people that you saw that kept jumping trends over and over again, like you do not see them anymore today, because you need, at one point, you need to choose something. And it's good to try different things, right? Especially when you are like a little bit younger, because you're going to learn some stuff, you're going to learn some new skills. And I'm actually glad, okay? I'm actually glad that I actually did all that. I did SEO, I did the SMMA, I did drop shipping, and I failed at so many things as well, right? And I was probably not as successful as Edgar at his age, right? And I'm not sure, he looks like he's early 20s, so we are probably like 6-8 years apart, right? Maybe even younger than that, I don't know. So I was absolutely not as successful as he is at his age, right? But yeah, I mean, yeah, the point is you just need to choose something and stick with it, like literally. That's literally it.
The skills you develop from doing so, and really just what I made was solely on one account. My plan is to have 3 TikTok accounts and really just like run it up with all that. And the skills you develop from doing so, from making, being able to sell products through video is extremely valuable in my opinion. This is just like another skill set I'm adding to my tool belt when I do.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, this is one thing that is actually good, you know.
want to start my own private label, right? So that's like the goal, end of year, launch my own PL, which I am super stoked for. I do have some ideas as to what I'm going to be doing. And another thing I'm super excited about is actually here in 2 weeks, I'm going to be moving into an Airbnb for 5 months with some of like my best business friends. And we're all just going to grow together, build together, our TikTok shop affiliate accounts, our private label brands. So, I mean, everything's moving so fast now in life. I mean,
That's dope, though. I'm not gonna lie, that's dope. So that's good. That's really, really a good thing. Is that something that more people, early 20s, in their early 20s, should actually do, right? That's good. That's good. And I hope, like, I wish you the best with that. I'm not gonna lie.
here I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, just a spontaneous trip I decided to do for my dad for Christmas. I got him tickets to the Peach Bowl. I mean, I know I'm going all over the place, but like, I don't know. I'm just super excited. I mean, I'm here right now. I'm gonna be going to Switzerland for a week with some of my best business friends as well, and then we got the Airbnb. So super excited, super grateful to where I'm at with business in general and my life. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wish you the best with that. The only advice that I can give young people that are just like that, and when I say young people, I feel like I'm old as fuck. Yeah, just choose something and stick with. I mean, do not be afraid of actually exploring. However, if you have a business making you 7 figures, try to stick with it a little bit and to actually build it up big time, except if you really don't like it, right? But at one point, like, you need to stick with something, and I think that, if you're at the point where you are making like 7-figure revenue, you are making 6-figure profit with a business, like, maybe it's a good idea to stick with it a little bit, build it up a little bit more, and I mean, you're still going to come back to private labeling, so I have nothing bad to say about that, but I do not necessarily agree with the whole like arbitrage this, arbitrage that. I literally did the opposite of what everybody was doing. Like, I started with private labeling, and I stopped private labeling. I moved from private labeling to retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, just to be able to flip my money faster, literally, right? And so, just choose something, stick with it, and then move to the next thing. Because the thing with private labeling, I'm going to tell you right now. The thing with private labeling is that if you have one product, there's absolutely nothing. And like, if you have a little bit more money to invest, like if you're making 6-figure profit like this guy, of course, like at this point, yeah, of course, you have more money to invest, you can actually have more than one product, right? But if you just have one product, I'm telling you, it kind of sucks, because like, there's nothing that you can actually do to push the business. You just need to wait. Like, you're going to need to set your ads, optimize your ads. That's literally it. There's absolutely nothing once you have your products that can actually help you move. Like, and in my opinion, keeping the arbitrage business alive is a good cash flow, a good cash cow. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, if you make profit, just reinvest that profit into something else, like I did. I'm reinvesting the profit into softwares, into other stuff that I'm not even talking about on this channel. So like, literally, it's a cash cow. It makes some money. Yes, I'm growing my arbitrage business, and we've seen in the past few months, a lot of people, especially on the Clear the Shelf channel. There was one guy that came on the Clear the Shelf channel that is doing over 20 millions a year in revenue, and he's 75% online arbitrage, right? And I don't know if they do a little bit retail, but it's definitely scalable, right? So yeah, just choose something, stick with it, you'll be good. All right, I'll see you in the next video.